Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Antonimo Bay, and this last week I've gotten a few piles of comics in the mail, and the coolest part about them is that they are lots of comics I bought on eBay that I have never heard of, I think ever. They're series that I didn't know existed. The first one up is Grail. This is from Sirius Comics, and I've never heard of this book. Did not know it existed. It looked like a pretty good, like, future robot slash sword and sorcery type thing. That is nice looking. That looks very nice. Never heard of the book, so of course I had to give it a try. I got the whole little set for not a whole lot. I mean, we find some of these odd sets for like $8 shipped to your house. You know, for a comic you've never heard of. I want to go for it. I want to try it out. So I got Grail number 1, Grail number 2, and I love the cover art. The interior art is interesting. I like the art style. The color palette is a little weird for me. It's that, I don't know, everything just tends to be really, really orange. That looks fantastic though. Shame they put that staple right in her face. But still, that's tremendous looking. Yeah, from just a comic company, I've heard of Sirius before, but I'm just not this kind of Sirius. I've seen the newer Sirius stuff. Let's see, 1986. Oh, that's weird. It's got the same thing on the back. Anyway, so there's Grail number 2. Grail number 3. You can see why I just bought these based off the cover and just oddness. Oh wow, that looks really good. That is some really nice art in here. She looks really good. Love and Rockets, best comic of the 80s? Possibly. Anyway, issue number 2. If I can get these to stand up nice and straight. I got Grail number 4. And like I said, I bought these based entirely on the cover. And see, everything looks kind of orange. Orange, pink type, strange color palette. I've run into a couple of comic series that have these. That same, everything's this one color. Very warm color tones. And Grail number 5. Now, I was a little disappointed. It's a 5 of a 6 issue epic. And it said, I knew I was getting 5 comics, but it said a complete run. I'm like, complete run? It's 6. It says it right on the front. I didn't notice that, so I don't have the last issue. But I don't really care. It wasn't very much. I want to say it was like $8 for these. And for something that cool looking, I'll accept it. I will find that eventually, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, I said this is a whole bunch of comics that I didn't know existed, but I guess this is one set of books I did know about. I did know about the new Humans. This is a small set I got. I think it's like 6 issues, and it's shipped for $7, so I was pretty happy with it. It's Eternity Comics. I've been trying to pick up anything I can from Eternity because I really do love Eternity books. They just have just a different way about them. Of course, they're usually black and white. Not much in the colorway. And I love the art style. I'm a really big fan of the X-Mutants line. And the New Humans is set in the same universe. Basically, a highly mutated, screwed up civilization. And you've got basically trying to turn humanity back into, or turn the mutants back into humanity. So it's known as the Shattered Earth Chronicles. There's a lot of books about these, and I did remember that they made these. This is the only series I actually knew that they already made. And the New Humans have come through a lot of Eternity stuff. There was some that was made by Pied Piper Comics. And then finally, I know they made some from Malibu Comics. I want to say somebody else made X-Mutants comics too, but I can't remember who. But you can see the art in these things is good. Just nice black and white stuff that I always enjoy just flipping through and giving it a look, because some of it is so good. You can see a lot of mutants in here. The whole world is mutants except for the humans that get turned. And they were not afraid of big hair apparently either. So I picked up a few issues of the New Humans. Now I didn't have any New Humans from Pied Piper Comics. I kind of thought New Humans was much later, so Pied Piper didn't touch any of it. But I was pleased to find out that Pied Piper had. And as you can see, that's pretty cool looking there. And as always, the art inside is just really 80s looking in that cool black and white way. So anyway, very excited about these. Excited to get them for so cheap. Yeah, very pleased. Okay, then I got a big like random lot of books. I think I paid like $30 for it, but it was like, I think it's like over 50 comics. I want to say it was like 60 comics. But in that, I got an issue of Shuriken, number 3. Another Eternity book. Of course, I love these Eternity books. Definitely trying to fill out my Eternity roster here. Just because the art is so good. Just because the stories are so, I don't know, they're not outlaw. Some of them feel like borderline. I got Shuriken, the Blade, number 2. Nice sketch work in the back. Some of the art, oh, this art looks way different than some of it. Very big eyes, very anime looking. But I dig it. Another book I really liked from Eternity was Ninja High School. They did a whole bunch of Ninja High School. They did a bunch of almost anime books or almost manga books, but not quite. But I was very glad to see a good pile of Shuriken. It's one I've heard about from, I think the Kayfabers talk about, but I wasn't familiar with them, so I was glad to find a few. Shuriken Cold Steel, number 4. I also like finding out comics I didn't know they made. You can always find like ads for books that you didn't know was in there. Scimitar, I've got a bunch of those. Very rough title, but I do enjoy it very much. These aren't in the best of shape. Some of these are a little bit rough. But look at that cover. That's great. That's cool. But yeah, I'd say the art feels like it really changes from issue to issue. Like some of it's very anime. Like that is very manga. I keep saying anime when I should be saying manga. But you know what I mean. Very Japanese. Shuriken number 1. Subspecies ad. Yeah, that's totally manga. But some of those really didn't look manga. I've got Shuriken number 6. And I'm going to have to figure out which series is which and kind of how all these play together. But it's just a book I'm glad to get. Especially for as cheap as I got these. Shuriken number 3. Well below $1 an issue. I want to say the guy ended up sending me like, he said it was 50 plus. I think it ended up being about 60 books. So I can't complain about that. So basically it comes out to about 50 to 75 cents an issue. Which for stuff this weird, this old, this era, very happy with. Blade of Shuriken, number 5. Like I said, I think I got multiple series here, but I'm going to have to like sort it out. But I am not familiar with the book. I would have hoped that I could get some Cat Claw in that series. That's an Eternity book that I really enjoy, but there was none in it. I can live with that. Shuriken number 5. That is a heck of a revolver on that cover. I like that. Oh my gosh, Reanimator ad in an adventure comic. Holy crap-o. I gotta find that thing. If I didn't, that's worth, I didn't even know that existed. And now I can look for that. I now have no desire to ever watch Reanimator, but just the fact that a comic exists does excite me, and I will have to find it now. Okay, now I got a whole bunch of books that I had no idea existed. Warp Graphics, I've heard of Elfquest, okay, but I had no idea that Elfquest was made at all by Warp Graphics, and that it ventured into some of the places that it did. This is Elfquest. This is in space. I did not know that Elfquest ever went to space. I had no idea. I thought Elfquest was like all sword and sorcery. So the fact that I'm finding Elfquest, the Rebels, and it's basically them in space, that's just bizarre. And this is matter of opinion. Wowza. But these are just bizarre. Take a sword and sorcery book with elves and all that stuff and stick it in outer space, alien worlds, stuff like that. The books look really good. It's just such a departure from what I'm used to them being. There's the Rebels number 1. Yeah. You can see it's good looking stuff. It's just weird. Rebels number 2. I think I got a pretty solid run of these. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like I might be missing issue 5. Other than that, I got a pretty solid pile of these. Yeah, just a strange little comic. Alright, and here's another Elfquest title that I didn't know about. Jink. Jink number 12. This is another Warp Graphics. I'd never even heard of Warp Graphics before. So, to get this many Warp Graphic comics in a comic lot, I was very excited because I was like, I've never heard of Warp Graphic. Even though I've heard of the comics, the titles that they're producing, or some of these books, I always knew them by another publisher, so I was not familiar with them. And this company, this is some good looking stuff. Doesn't look too heavy, looking pretty exciting. Got Jink number 6. It looks like they all have the same kind of back going on. And that's 6. This one was black and white. Yeah, it's always a little bit weird when they bounce from being black and white to color, or being from color to black and white. I always don't know how to feel about that. Like, I think this book, I think I would prefer it in black and white, because the coloring, I don't know, makes it look more dated to me, I guess. Nobody uses that color palette anymore. This is a creepy little thing on the front here. This is another Elfquest book from Warp Graphics. This is New Blood. Another one I have not heard of. I had no idea that they did so much crap with Elfquest. It's a weird little book full of weird little kids. Elves, I guess. Elfquest New Blood featuring Dart, issue number 28. I don't have them in order. I generally don't. Yeah, I still think I prefer this type of books to be black and white. They just look a little bit creepier with this color palette going on. And that's just me. I kind of like them black and white. But there's New Blood 28, or 23, I mean. Sorry. Elfquest New Blood 22. Elfquest New Blood 26. I do respect the art. It is a strange little style, but I guess it's what you would expect for elves. But yeah, It is just a little bit weird sometimes. New Blood number 20. I have to say, some of this actually looks really good. Like, that's a great spread. Elfquest New Blood number 19. Yeah, some of these are borderline creepy little things, but they are what they are. Like I said, this was a huge lot, and I was glad to get it. It's just got some strangeness to it. Elfquest Blood of 10 Chiefs, number 15. So if you had any idea that there was this many Elfquest titles out there, I would be impressed, because I had no idea there was this many. Honestly, the only ones I've ever read so far are the Elfquest from Marvel, and the art style is considerably different, but I really like it, and I feel like it has really rich storytelling. But I have not messed with any of these non-Marvel Elfquest. They just look a little bit weird, and so I was pretty glad to get a big pile. Elfquest Shards, like I said, this is another one I had no idea. I don't, what the deal is. Was there this many series? Is this the same series? Is it all Elfquest and it's just different things happening? I don't really know. I got to figure this out. Got to make sense of it. So here's Blood of 10 Chiefs. And see, it looks like the same artist working on it, or at least the same team. It's the same colors. It just looks really similar. Blood of 10 Chiefs, number 17. Kind of the same looking type of stuff. Blood of 10 Chiefs. That's a pretty good cover. I like that. All the backs seem to have the exact same ad on them, which I guess is okay. Elfquest Metamorphosis. Oh good, we're black and white again. I'm sorry, I just love the black and white so much better. Especially for this series. They're creepy enough looking. That is some good stuff. Yeah, they're creepy enough looking that when you put them in color, it just gets downright weird. Elfquest Siege at Blue Mountain. Warp Graphics, Apple Comics. Another black and white one. Pleased to see that. Got Elfquest Hidden Years, issue number 21. It looks like more of the same. Looks like I got another issue of New Blood from Warp Graphics. Yeah, how much Elfquest can you get? And see, I'm thinking this might all be the same series. It's all Elfquest. It just has different storyline titles going on. I could be totally hosed and totally wrong, but if not, there was a crap ton of these things all over, and it's weird that they would have that many different titles going on. I don't think they did. I don't think they have that many. So I'm guessing it's probably something like that. I got to figure that out. But there's Elfquest Hidden Years, number 19. And I should probably mention, because if you've noticed, these pages are regular paper pages. But the covers on all these Warp Graphic books are glossy, magazine type covers. And that just feels really weird. Especially in contrast to what the rest of the book is doing. Okay, so I also got an issue of Ninja High School, number 36. Like I said, I do love Ninja High School. It's funny. The art is always good. There's always crazy hijinks going on. Wonderful book. I got Eternity Comics Pirate Corps, which I've never heard of. Never heard of that. And of course, if I've never heard of it, I'm interested. It kind of inside and out, kind of half reminds me of something like Jim Mahfood would do, or maybe Evan Dorkin. It has a little bit of a Tank Girl feel to it. In fact, who is on this book? Oh, no shit, it's Evan Dorkin. Well, no wonder. No wonder I was getting the vibe. I can finally trust my feelings a little bit. Evan Dorkin. Hells yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we got another Eternity book from the pages of Captain Harlock, the Pirate Queen, Emeraldas. I have terrible time. I always want to say Esmeraldas, but it's not. It's Emeraldas. And yeah. I don't have a lot of Captain Harlock stuff or a lot of knowledge about it. I do have a couple of figures from the series. It's good. This is Warp Graphics Apple Comics Myth Conceptions. Nothing I've heard of. It looks quirky and funny, and that's exciting. Nice dragon. So yeah, issue number 6, definitely a cool looking book. Myth Conceptions number 8. Yeah, just not something I've seen before. I don't even really think like this. Let me check in here. What's the year? 1989. Not something I'm familiar with. Okay, so we get Eternity Hellbender number 1, a Shuriken one-shot. So that's kind of nice. I get a Shuriken one-shot. Shuriken. I've never heard of this book. Apparently it was a movie, Doll Man. And that is a spicy cover. But yeah, it's apparently a movie by Full Moon. He's 13 inches with an attitude. Coming on via video cassette in 1991. Nice. So this is a movie I need to find, because the fact that they made a movie about this 13-inch guy, that's just awesome. Now the inside art is a little rough, not particularly my favorite style. This was just in that large lot of stuff. It was mostly Eternity and Warp Graphics books, but I'd never heard of Doll Man, and I was just glad to see him in there. I was like, wow, that's really pretty cool. I used to be a big fan of Full Moon Entertainment because the movies are always so bad. I just always loved them. But yeah, it makes me want to go find this film. I also love how it's just chock full of their movie ads. And I got Unicorn Isle number 2. I don't know anything about that. Haven't flipped them open. Okay, that is some art going on in there. Dang. That is some really, really dense pen work. But it looks good. I like it. I like how busy it is. This does look slightly familiar. That one gal really looks like Storm. But what is this? What year? 1986. Lee Maris on pencils. Well, I'd say he did a hell of a job, because I like that. That looks very good. And then my last comic is another Unicorn Isle, but this is Unicorn Isle number 3. Got an Elfquest ad on the back. And it looks like just more of the really, really intense art style that he had going on. Huh. I dig it, though. Anyway, that is my comic book haul for this week. I think this is 3 different lots that came in the mail, and I've just been really happy with them. They're really weird. I've been wanting to get around to them for the last couple of days and get them filmed and put up. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I hope you guys liked it. I should have some more comics coming out this next week that I can kind of flip through, but we'll just wait and see. So anyway, that's my story. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye.